Welcome back to the show, everybody. Just in case you need a reminder who it is that I am your reigning, defending, undisputed SNK God King, the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. in the motherfucking building. Speaking of who's in the motherfucking building, my brother, my ace, everybody's favorite, everything, the Green Monster Squish Murder, surrounded by my famo, the congregation. May you all be praised for holding down my six. Speaking of who's about to help me burn this motherfucker to the ground and shatter all your expectation, the ladies of rage, Betsy, Janine, Magdalene, the intern Annalise, yo girl, and my Miss Marcy, aka Miss Marcy, hold down the unos, doses, tres, and cuatros. But most importantly, you, yes, you love right here on King GRF TV, rocking with your God King. And speaking of your SNK God King, because we got some SNK business to handle. We got the King of Fighters Fair teamwork for that Kupo, baby! Yes, indeed! We are back in the building with KOF 15, yo, and we have got our first character trailer with our protagonist, Shun'Ei. No, but seriously, Shun'Ei is putting in the work in this trailer because, yo, I had a good time, man, getting back to the work, man. Like, cause when I did all the stuff for the KOF 14 blog or whatever, a lot of it was fun of trying to compare normal to other games and trying to put that stuff together, and it was fun. And this was fun too, because the thing that's fun that we're really gonna get into is that there's some stuff here that we've literally got a question about how much protagonist number 4 in KOF has really changed up what it is that he does. So I'm wondering to really see like what those changes are and to explore those together as a community as we sit up here and jump on this hype train for KOF 15. So your God King has a plan, so rock with me. We gonna get little sis up in here for the YouTube algorithm so we can literally give the internet a reaction to a thing I spent hours watching on repeat just to make sure that all of my notes were accurate. So don't mind me if I bob my head to this music that's literally like penetrating my brain. Don't worry about it. It's fine. That might happen. Not sure. But I'm going to get you to what you really need. Analysis and breakdown of the Shun'Ei stuff, because there's some there are like I think 2 or 3 interesting questions that I really have about how much Shun'Ei's move list has changed, and we are definitely going to get into that. So how about we execute the game plan? Little sis, I need you to illuminate the darkness. Help the ladies of rage set the world aflame, because, Joe, we've got to take a look at protag number 4, that boy Shun'Ei. So, girl, come on out and show him what's really good, darling. Oh, yeah, it's going down. So, yes, heed the warning in the corner. May contain inappropriate content for children. Everything on this channel is inappropriate for people under 18. Literally, I click a button to make sure people under 18 don't see this video, and YouTube still give me grief. So, it's whatever. Your God King got it under control. Just like I got this stuff under control. So, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to get you to your trailer. So, with all of that being said, now activating the King of Fighters 15 character trailer for Shun'Ei. X E. Shatter all expectations. Okay. Wasn't much of a reaction there. I know, right? Because see, again, I literally sat here for like an hour and a half, literally watching this trailer repeatedly just to make sure I didn't miss anything, because I want my notes to be thorough. I want it to be important. I want you people to know your SNK God King is someone you can trust to deliver you to KOF 15. Because I'm driving this hype thing straight to any wall, any person, I don't care. Because we gonna get there together and we gonna have a fucking good time being ready as fuck for this thing that we love. So, how about we get you to what it is you really came in for? Analysis. So, Big Sis, gonna come on out, darling, because you know the streets need you too, baby. This is what we finna do. Because I have no chill and I don't care. Is we're just going to literally rewind the trailer to the beginning. So this works. We'll play the trailer for a little bit because okay. I want to start here. I want to start here, like, and this is a weird place you would think to start, but I've got to say that regardless of what people on the internet are saying, because they say things, your God King has to listen to these things, because as a malevolent ruler, you have to take all of your subjects in the hand, even the ones that think they want to be rowdy. This game looks fine. KOF 14 looked fine. It was like, but for me, I come to things different than other people. I just want to play a video game. I literally said, when somebody asked me how hype I was, if KOF was just fucking stick figures, when the game was dope as a motherfucker, I still come to play. And that's just is what it is. So it's like, given what SNK is trying to do, and hearing all of your complaints that the game literally looks like a PS2 game, when you know that wasn't true, you were being facetious. You know this shit. But I gotta say, I love the improvements to Shun'Ei's character design, because as we continue, like he got the shine. He got the, like, look at these, man, look at these, like, look at them, like, got more belts than Cloud Strife, but you know, like, literally look like Shu Sora work, like all them damn belts. But I ain't mad though. I ain't mad. Like, we can rock the, we just gonna rock the frame. We just gonna rock the frame from here on out. Like, man, look at how detailed this stuff look. You know what I'm saying? But again, like, actually, let me move me out the way, because I don't know where it's going to go next, so I'm just going to be bopping all over the screen. Y'all don't mind, right? Your guy can't, I got you, right? But look at how detailed this is, man. Real shit. Like, let me get John Madden on the screen now. Literally. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. But look how detailed this look. Like, literally, and this is not some render or some shit. This is the actual character model. So again, I would like to ask those people who are making these complaints that the game look like a PS2 game. They literally saying it, but I'm just wondering, are you just being ironic because the joke was what it was, or you just being fucking stupid? I don't know. SNK taking this shit to the next level. Like, Samurai Showdown was really that game that, like, because KOF 14 was that initial step. Samurai Showdown really opened it up, and KOF 15 is really taking their visual design game to another level. And you just gotta respect that, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta respect that. See, again, like, my limited knowledge of KOF 14, like I got a chance because of this video to get in the lab with Shun'Ei. Like, because, like, when I first got KOF 14, I wanted to explore them. I'm like, played his trials, did all that. And it's like, yo, it's like, if you are the character they really finna place this story around, I kind of see, because again, let's take it for what it is. You really have that jump from Kyo to K-Dash, right? And that was a startling jump when you sit up here and realize the history of Kyo wasn't even, so Kyo and Iori were supposed to just go off and go have fire battles and, deal with their stuff off screen for them to never be seen again. For them to see very vital parts of this franchise. That jump from K-Dash to Ash, of understanding Ash was that asshole, and he was created to be an asshole for a protagonist you wanted to root against. And then, KOF 13 undid all of that, which I still am not a fan of, because I really think Ash could have went out like a villain. Spoiler alert. But it is what it is, and given the little bit that we do know, Ash should be back with Kukuri and Elizabeth on the team, so you ain't got to worry about that. But even given that, this jump from Ash Crimson to Shun'Ei, this is another level, because you really think about who Shun'Ei is as a character. Like, he really, given that link that he has to Tung Fu Ru, and I really think that's like one of his most important character traits. You would think having a relationship to another character wouldn't be a character trait, but it is in this instance when you really understand what Shun'Ei's legacy is as a character, trained by one of the best in the business, and still that this boy still got work to do. Like, you really didn't get a chance to see the come up of your Terrys or your Geeses or your Chains. You never really got a chance to really see the come up of a character truly tutelaged by one of the best. Like, really, and I'm gonna say this, the closest you really literally get to that is technically Rock Howard when you really think about it. Of the amalgamation of Terry and Geese with Rock's own thing together being like the most representation of you seeing the character growth of a character of a lineage that long. You do have other examples like Andy and Mai being trained in the Shiranui School of Ninjutsu, and that's an example. Let me see. I'm trying to. I'm like, well, yes, the big no duh of Kyokujin karate with Rio and Robert, and if you understand the whole backstory to Rio and Robert and why they have the fighting style they have, Yuri just being a fighting genius and Takuma being able to deflect space blasts with his fucking hands because fuck you, universe, or whatever. But again, we have that through KOF, and like, this was not a planned part of this. But I just really want to take the moment that if we're going to literally sit up here and literally talk about this character, is that again, we really need to understand how important he is as a protagonist, and his lineage, which really technically dates back to really the King of Fighters 94. Because again, when the King of Fighters 94 started, that was not the Kyo show. That was the Terry and Rio show. Don't you ever forget it. That was. It's like Terry and Rio were literally here to literally give the rub to Kyo so that he could run with the series. Never forget that. That's important. That's not what's going on here with Shun'Ei in any way. No, it's not the thing that we're looking for, but I just want it to be established that if y'all gonna sit up here and y'all gonna talk about this character, let's make sure that we understand the lineage this character come from, because this character got to at least carry a whole, he literally got to carry a whole nother game on his shoulders now. Because King of Fighters 16, whenever the hell this come out, is going to be the finality of his character, unless they really gonna take more mangas and really explain and really explore and do things with this character. Is that he got a lot to do. And it's like, given what KOF 14 was, Shun'Ei didn't get a lot of that. But when I really sit up here and think about it, Kyo in his first outing didn't get much because again of the Terry and Rio rub. Like, K-Dash was put front and center because of his link to Ness. In Ash's first outing, he jacked Shizuru, and that was important to Florida in the plot. When you really think about KOF 14, the only literal thing we got from Shun'Ei is he's the reason the things are happening. So now we understand he's the reason for the things that are happening. What is he going to do about the things and the reason of the things that are happening? And that wasn't a sentence of English grammar at all. But yeah, you understand what I'm saying. Okay, enough of this. We gonna continue. Just give me more. Okay, you know what? We can let it rock from here because like I'm like, I love the headphones though. Them headphones real dope. How much you want to bet SNK gonna be selling them in a minute? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody gonna want to buy them for a cosplay. But anyway, man, actually let the trailer rock for a minute because we about to get to the work for real. I'm like, I don't know if this is final. Because Shun'Ei looked a little too happy. He just like, I'm here, I'm the pro tag. And it's kind of like, well, I get that, bro. So, you know, it is what it is with that. Let it rock. This is important. Let me move myself down here in the corner here. Move myself down this way, right? This is important. This is important for all those reasons that I talked about. And I'm glad we literally have a visual to get out what it means. This moment right here is what the series needs. Because when you sit up here and think about Kyo Kusanagi and the 11, 12 times he has literally been through the fire more or less in dealing with the bad guys, dealing with Iori, dealing with all this bullshit to learn where he came from, right? Like to learn the come up and the glow up of this character from the King of Fighters 94, from being the nobody on the character select screen to being the most important character in the goddamn franchise. And to have the most important character in your goddamn franchise looking at the future of this franchise, it's important. And brain, no. This is not really the Cyclops Ryu moment from X-Men versus Street Fighter. No, it's not that. That is a moment of epic level proportions. On that same thing with Ryu and Kazuya from Street Fighter Cross Tekken, that's another thing entirely, but the brain was thinking it, so I just popped that out. Again, like I talked about earlier, the history of protagonists in this series and understanding like how important these two face to face is, because you've probably got to sit up here and understand that given the events of King of Fighters 14, it's really gonna literally be up to Kyo at this point to help guide this kid, because Tung is done. He like, man, bro, I'm too old for this shit. Like, I'm finna go over here and me and Lee Palon finna smoke some weed. So fuck all y'all, I'm out. Which I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like do you want me to go over the legacy talk again? You don't want me to do that. And I won't. So, actually, you know what? I will. You know what, Brain? You right. Yeah, Jubei Yamada is over there smoking weed with them, and he's the one bringing the edibles. Because, Jubei loves the edibles. Like, literally one of his special moves is throwing a fucking cookie at somebody, but we're not going to get into that right now. Anywho, again, it is important that we emphasize and understand, like, how important the passing of the torch is. There is no Ash to pass the torch. Kate Ash doesn't give a shit about a torch. He's a human fucking torch, literally, who hangs around with a very cute popsicle and a man-made of cybernetics. That's the thing entirely had to make a reference to the squadron. But anywho, again, understanding where the man on the right side of the screen came up from being a character nobody knew to the most important character in the goddamn franchise is important to sit up here and make sure that we understand that as we delve into episode 2 of this saga. Continue, please. Give me some frames on that, because I think we can do better. We can do better. You know, that works for me. You know what? I know that this works for me. And then give me a second. The first... Oh, it jumped the frame. It jumped the frame. Give me a... because you know what? This is live TV. Like, for everybody who knew coming to tune into your Guy King, one of the things I do when I break down trailers, when I see good frames, I use them because they may be the thumbnail for this video you are watching currently. So it is what it is. But I gotta say, I really want to get into KOF 14 story mode because I can feel his swagger. I like it. He a young kid. He a young kid with a whole bunch of expectations in himself, and people are expecting a whole lot of him. And I'm like, and I really think that given again, and we can talk about your past protagonist, he really is a lot like Kyo, because like K-Dash had a whole bunch of other shit on his mind. Like literally, you are a clone of some dude. So, you got a lot going on, and then it's like all your familiar links and all that other stuff. It's a spider web full of shit that we'll talk about when we get around to talk about the King of Fighters 99 and the Nest Saga as a whole. But again, no reason to mention Ash because it's a lot. That's complicated as a protagonist because he was created that way. Shun'Ei is still a thing that's to be determined. So, got to give him his opportunity. He got 2 games. Like, the franchise on your shoulders, kid. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking in this man's eyes like he can deliver the goods. You know what I'm saying? Yo, your SNK God King believes in him. So it is what it is. So, yeah, this might end up being it because it's the thing for everybody else. So, Oh no, no, that's bad. That's no. All right, we can stop right there. I need to turn down my. I need to turn me down in the headphones. The reverse. You know what I'm saying? Not turn me up, turn me down because let's take a look at these things here. Like, that's a dope visual. We gon' take a picture of that too. But anyway, don't mind your guy King. I'm good. Just for the record, ladies and gentlemen, this is a standing name. Now again, taking a look at KOF 14 this morning as I watched the trailer alongside of it. Nothing much has changed about his normals in any way. In the most cases, except this one extreme case we're going to talk about later. But just so you know, that is Shun'Ei standing A that Kyo is taking right now to the face. That's crouching B, if I'm not mistaken, because yep, that's crouching B. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love crouching B's and things like that. So it is what it is. What we got next? So take that crouching B, homie. This is called standing D. It still has this 2-hit property from KOF 14. Just so you know, just letting you know what that is. It's still standing D. Still has this 2-hit property. We're not gonna talk about that because that's literally 2 moves from now. So we'll talk about it then. That's jumping D. Nothing much has changed about that attack. Just like in KOF 14, the first hit of standing D is still cancelable. Now, here is question number 1 your God King has. That, in KOF 14, is Shun'Ei's close standing C. Because his far standing C is that little thing that he like does this really quickly, which is cancelable into mostly nothing, except you can max mode out of it, but we're not going to talk about that right now. This is the first new thing of what it is, because my question is this. Has close standing C become a command normal of some sort, or does the game have a new way of dealing in chains? Is it like, do you have a situation kind of like where, and I'm going to mention this, and Brownie points at me, the Rumblefish, what is a game that lets you chain from a heavy kick to a heavy punch in a reverse motion, which you can literally do with a lot of characters. I love you, Garnet. But anyhow, I am literally wondering, is this like forward C now? So they're like standing D1 here, forward C, and then you can do shit later? Not really sure because we don't really know anything about the combat system yet. But it is a question that I'm literally throwing out in the air of wondering: are they moving normals to command normals, or are we just having brand new stuff of where you can sit up here and combo standing heavy attacks into attacks going backwards from D to C? So questions like that. So anyway. That's crouching C. Nothing much has changed about it. You have to wonder though, is that giving, wondering, is it just me, just my brain just started as a random question. I wonder, are we going to start getting in attacks that launch on counter hit? Because games in the series where certain moves do act different, and everything acts different on the counter in most video games, but you gotta wonder, are the games starting to get into having like air chains and things like that, if they really finna go extra dumb? A question I'm just posing, but I've just sat up here and just wanted to just let you know that was what was on my brain, so we fucking with it, we rocking with it. The aerial leg throw, nothing much has changed about this, still that same old throw. Maybe the games this time are gonna get in the air throw. Like, that's literally in my notes of wondering, like, are the games gonna get more in the air throw? Shun'Ei seems like a character who should have had an air throw in KOF 14 and did not. And I thought that was kind of weird. But given also what his mobility options and what his actual attack options were in the air, maybe air throw might have been a little too much, which is why he probably didn't have one. But anyway, yep. Look at Pro Tag. Look at not Roman Reigns. You gotta literally wonder, like, is he really finna become the head of the table? He got a whole nother game before he could become the head of the table. You know what I'm saying? Bossing around Jey Uso and shit. But anyway, we got the Gaianic Burst. I'm like, this is what I really wanted to take a look at really quickly, because I love the visual change to how his attacks come out now. They have more of a raw energy. Like, the energy in KOF 14 seemed a little clean. But, Shun'Ei done been through some shit now. So yeah, his stuff should look like some really gangster raw shit. And I really appreciate that, and we're gonna see that through the rest of his attacks. Like, look how raw that looked. That just looked raw. That Gigantic burst. And I'm like, we got the Scarlet Phantom right now, like, yo, that's looking real good. Like, he literally, like, you just, again, like, look at this. Like, look at this. I'm going to leave it right here for a second. But just look at how that energy is, like, trailing off of him, though. Like, literally, like, how the fuck is trailing off of him? That is just dope as fuck. Again, I will say it. I appreciate the visual change of what's going on here. Like, I think that's pretty dope right here. So, the one other thing that I had a question about is this stun state before Scarlet Phantom happens, right? Because there is no move that Shun'Ei has, from my double checking, even on counter hit in KOF 14, that puts his opponent in this state before the Scarlet Phantom comes out, which I think is kind of weird, but I don't know. But I'm wondering, does that have anything to do with that change to what Stan C might be now versus what it was in KOF 14? But for the record, here's your Scarlet Phantom. Bop. See, look at, I love that energy. Just looks so raw. I just love how that fist look. That fist just look good. Anyway, here is my next question. Thrust division, he can go straight down with it. And also, spoiler, for a couple of things from now, it's like, he also has one that goes diagonally down forward now. And we're going to see that in a second. So, I'm wondering what thruster vision is now, right? Does depending on the button combination that you use, whether you use B or D, or is it where you can, like, direct it? Because I'm sitting up here trying to think. Because I'm trying to sit up here and I'm trying to, like, vocalize what it is that I'm trying to ask here. Because it's like, you got Blauwing and things like that, and wondering, like, is he losing those moves in exchange for having more air mobility in thrust division? Or does he still have those moves? Or do you have, like, different things? Is this about to become an Assure Senku thing, where depending on the motion you do and the button you press, different things happen? Not sure. But being able to, like, have a move like that, because then you have to literally wonder, this move, as you see, this move does not hit Kyo in any way. It doesn't. So you've got to wonder, is thruster vision an attack now? Like, could you sit up here and, like, do some stuff and then literally do an overhead and thruster vision's an attack? Because in KOF 14, you can do a thrust division out of anything, and then and out of its earliest frames of recovery, you can throw an attack out and start combos off of it. So again, you gotta wonder, is thrust division losing that priority versus trying to give Shun'Ei more mobility in the air? Not really sure, but it's interesting because we're gonna take a look at the diagonal one in a second. But, like, I literally had questions about that, and there's your Aqua Spear right there. See, I love how the Aqua Spear look. Just like I love how Scarlet Phantom look. I'm just like, yo, this is just getting nasty. And here's the diagonal one. Now and I'm glad I paused it on this frame right here. This is what has me questioning, like, what's going on. Because could this be a version of EX thrust division now? Because if you would look, because it has both red and blue. Just so that you remember, in KOF 14, thrust division going forward had a red aura and blue going backwards. This is coming down forward towards his opponent and has both blue and red flames. So are you able, so now that brings up other questions. Are you able to EX things without being in max mode, if this is an EX version of a move? Now, this is still early footage of this game, because I can't play it because it'll go too fast. But I don't see no glow on the kit. I don't see no EX glow on the kit. So again, you have to wonder that you got thrust division, because he had the red aura of the thrust division when he came straight down. He has blue and red coming down forward. So I'm wondering do you like, cause now my brain is working. Give me a second. I'm gonna take a swig now cause my mouth's getting dry. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Is like thrust division a multiple command special of, say that thrust division, if you do like, cause thrust division is quarter circle forward, B&D in the air. Do you do thrust division? Can you like angle it? Depending on if you press that, is like if you start thrust division, is it kind of like a stance where you do something and then you press another button and then that controls what Shun'Ei does if and when? I'm like, there's a lot to really like in this one move. Literally, I sat here for 10 minutes writing my notes of just like literally trying to figure out here of what is this move now. Because again, we got him coming straight down, we got him coming down forward. Is that, I'm wondering, is it like does it work like a record or something, like where you can do multiple things, where you can do this, like kind of like Kage and Street Fighter 5, where you can do like multiple warps or something? Is it like I'm like, what? Because I was literally finna sit up here. Is it kind of like Violent Ken's Kazooie Rapper? I don't know. When in the move, it's not the Kazooie Rapper, you genius. That is Violent Ken's what? That's Violent Ken's Exceed. What I am actually looking for, that's the Resetsu Kikaku. Thank you very much, me. The Resetsu Kikaku, that's that move where he runs really, really, really fast and do all those warps and things like that. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Damn, my throat dry as hell. Excuse me. But, again, I literally have questions about this move because between that whatever that might be, that change, that whether that his stance in KOF 14 has become a command normal, or you can do different things with doing chains in this game of what this version of thrust division is. I have a lot of questions, and I really hope we get some answers really, really soon. And before we get up out of here, that's a Rising of Freak, ladies and gentlemen, A version, because of the way it comes out. Remember, read that manga we wrote. KOF 15. Shatter all expectations. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that is the breakdown of a trailer. Thank you very much, little sis, big sis. I showed up heavy. Big shit, special shout out to you, man. You showed up heavy. Like we did a lot. I was not expecting this video to be this long. I wasn't, but you know what I'm saying. When you're the best in the business, you got to give it everything you got. So you know what I'm saying. Like I'm holding down the title still, right here, crown right here, reigning, defending, undisputed SNK God King breaks down another one for you. So you know what I'm saying. Like yo. Be used to these every time one comes out. I'm going to give you the goods. I'm going to make sure that I'm the final say on all this work. Because, you know, again, like giving all this stuff that I have some time today, I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, yay, the trailer looks nice. And yay, Shun'Ei this. And the game look like that. No actual, I don't think I've seen any analysis of what this is. The closest thing I saw to what you could count as analysis is somebody comparing a move from KOF 15 to KOF 14 or whatever, and by the time I saw that, I had done all my notes already. It would have been helpful, but shout out to whoever that was. I forget who that was who did that video, but shout out to you. Your guy King appreciates it, but you know, it was what it was. So, whew, damn, it's hot. Turn the cat fan on. Turn the cat fan on. I need cat fan. Oh, cat fan. Cat fan, save your God King right now. Like, fan me, because all this hype. All this hype, ladies and gentlemen. But yo, I'm like getting more and more excited about a day, but you know, your God King ain't done with you. Before the end of the weekend, because now all the information is out there, I'm literally going to make that King of Fighters 14 Ultimate Edition because given what today is, you got a couple of more days to make some buying decisions to know where it is. And we're going to talk about something else because SNK released a video about it a couple of days ago. So if nothing else, we'll just sit back and just watch them, and I'll just sit up here and just give some analysis on that too. But regardless of all that, please, we just ask you to please sit back, relax, and stay tuned and rock with your God King as we ride this hype train straight to KOF 15. If you forget who it is that I am again your reigning, defending, undisputed SNK God King, the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D, a.k.a. Mr. Pop, Dad, Thing, aka Mr. CRACKCSINE, hashtag entertainment's #1 dog man. And indeed, I am the baddest monster in existence. You be wise to never, ever, ever forget that fact, okay? Don't do it. Speaking of my ace, my mellow, my brother, the best in the biz, the green monster switch, murder in the congregation. May you all be prayed for holding down my 6. Queen, I see you. Alice, I see you. Sheila, what's up, man? What's really good? Candace in the building, man. Stephen A. You got my boy Zoe. What's up, Zoe? Pinky in the building. Choco and Vanille, Big Black, man. That's the squad, baby. That's the squad, baby, man. Holding me down all day, every day, man. Love every one of y'all for holding down my 6. Shout out to the Amiibo Peanut Gallery. I see you. It is what it is, man. I'm the best in the business because they are the best at what they do. Mwah. Speaking of, who's the best in the business at what they do at burning shit the fuck down? The ladies of rage. Betsy, Janine, Magdalene, intern, Annalise, and your girl, and my Miss Mars, aka Miss Mars, Leon, Donnie, Odos, Doses, Thrices, and Quattro. Shout out and giving nothing but love to little sis, big sis, and big cuz always holding me down with all that work. Cause yeah, ladies of rage, best in the business at what they do, burning shit down and helping me bring this crack cocaine to YOU. So, we are done here. Your God King is releasing you, but remember, if you're new to this right here, man, subscribe button, bells, man, know when that crack is coming out. All my social media links are down below. And if you want to support this show with your cash money, Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, all those options are available for you. Shout out to my boy Drew, a.k.a. Young Money Bastard. Shout out to my little brother Ryan Bomber, one half of the partners in the entire me, holding down the other 50% for for sitting up here showing me that love every month. So I appreciate it. And if you want to know more, we'll be trying to revamp the Patreon in 2020. So well, we don't want to revamp it in 2020. That's bad, you know what I'm saying? We don't, and we'll get 2020 part 2, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, when is 2021? To 2025? No one knows. But seriously, though, man, if you want it, man, shout me a little something, man. It's always an option. You ain't got to. We ain't holding a gun in your head saying you do, but hey, appreciate it, would appreciate it. So, we're done. Your God King would like to thank you for making it all the way here and staying attentive. I hope you learned a little bit more about Shun'Ei. I'm like, that history joint was something that I did not plan in my notes, but understanding that sometimes when we get into these things are going to happen, because it's a lot of people that are going to traipse into this video and have no idea about Shun'Ei's legacy and how he relates to characters like Terry Bogard and Geese Howard and things like that, because that's not something that the game really gives you. But that's something that's my job to give you, and I'm glad to do it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I love this stuff. So it is what it is. But regardless of that, we've got plenty of more show for you. Sit back, relax, and stay tuned. More this work. Trust me, on whatever it is that come out live right here on CNGRF TV, and we've indeed got it. Right after these, bang, commercial messages. Ooh, wait. It's good to be the God King. More show for all of y'all right after these